You're wanting to move to Texas, but you're a little bit worried about Texas and Southern cuisine, especially if you're coming from a northern state. Don't worry, we're here to give you all the facts and get you ready to go as you become a Texan. Let's get started. I'm Holly Haven.
And I'm Andy Haven.
And we are your North Texas No Filter Realtors, and we are here to help you become a Texan on day one.
Welcome back to the channel where we help buyers and sellers learn everything about North Texas. Today we're going to go over the North Texas cuisine and how it might surprise you.
Okay, I'm gonna say that my favorite food, and I'm pretty sure it's your favorite food or style of food, is not what you would call Mexican food.
Oh no, not at all.
Yeah, we call it Tex-Mex, and it's different. So what's different about Tex-Mex?
So Tex-Mex, we use yellow cheese, which in Mexico they don't use yellow cheese, they use white cheese.
Yeah, and I would say if you're coming from California, what you think of as Mexican food is a little bit more coastal. So it feels like a little bit lighter and fresher. Things like, fish tacos and street tacos, which we love. We're not knocking it. But Tex-Mex is just full of like queso and chili con carne and enchiladas and all the good stuff.
We have a lot of tacos. Most places don't have ground beef tacos. That's just more of a Tex-Mex thing. We have a lot of enchiladas. We have a lot of quesadillas, which I guess in Mexico, a quesadilla isn't really a thing either.
Yeah, so our food is definitely a little bit different. It kind of takes on a blend of just like good Southern soul food right along with that Mexican flair. So a little bit spicy. You can expect a lot of jalapenos, a lot of salsa, basically chips and queso at almost every restaurant, regardless of what they serve.
Oh, for sure. And not to mention the margaritas. The margaritas is the reason you go to a Mexican restaurant here in Texas. I will say some of the best margaritas I've ever had have been in the state of Texas, and we've been to Mexico a few times, so.
Oh yeah, our margaritas knocked Mexico's margaritas out of the park. And due to COVID, one good thing that came out of this, we can now take alcoholic drinks to go from a restaurant in a closed container, but you can go to most of our Mexican restaurants now. You can buy a gallon of their frozen margarita and take it home to have anytime the mood strikes you.
Yeah, it's the greatest thing that came from COVID.
That's right. Okay, Texas barbecue. We take it pretty seriously, and I think it's such a big thing and became such a big thing because the state of Texas has more cows than people.
How crazy. I mean, it's not very legal to eat people, so we eat cows instead.
True, and we basically season them up, we smoke them. You're gonna find, again, some kind of brisket or barbecue option at almost every restaurant, and it's been a battle for decades between Texas barbecue and Kansas City barbecue. They are very, very different, and we are confident that ours is better.
I also think people don't understand that barbecue is a food and it's also an event. A lot of people in Texas will have a barbecue on a Friday or Saturday night. You don't bring barbecue. Typically somebody at the party will make the barbecue and you show up to the event called a barbecue.
Yes, so they may be having a barbecue and not serving barbecue.
That's also a thing. Yeah, typically in the summer you have a summer barbecue and they're serving, I don't know, hot dogs and hamburgers. Yeah. It's not actually barbecue.
Yeah, so you're gonna wanna clarify, are they having barbecue or are they having a barbecue? It's two different things. I'm sure you're aware that fried food is a big thing in all the southern states, but in Texas specifically, I think we're big fans of chicken fried anything.
Yeah, I actually worked at a restaurant in the state of Texas that's only in the state of Texas called Babe's Chicken. They have 5 options. They are all fried except for one that is smoked, and it's all chicken.
Yeah, chicken fried steak.
Yeah, chicken tenders, smoked chicken, fried catfish.
I feel like Bubba Gump right now.
Yeah, I know.
All the things fried. So chicken fried anything. And we're usually going to serve that with mashed potatoes, corn, and gravy.
Sometimes green beans.
Green beans, but it's basically gonna have bacon in it. So you're not gonna get a lot of healthy vegetables if you go to one of these diners or a little more like a Southern kitchen style of cooking. But it brings me a little bit of a note, Andy. What do you do with your mashed potatoes and corn?
So it's the only thing to do with your mashed potatoes and corn. You take a blob of mashed potatoes, you put your spoon in it, make a little hole, pour your corn on top of the potatoes, and then you mix it all up.
Yeah, I throw a little white gravy on mine.
I don't like gravy.
I'm not even sure she's Texan.
I also don't like sweet tea.
Yeah, it's because they're new Texans, right? We quit making a lot of sweet tea because we decided to get healthy as the generations go. So yeah, but don't worry, the chicken fried everything is not going anywhere. And if you have not mixed your corn and mashed potatoes together, Give it a try. Let us know your thoughts in the comments after you try it because you're gonna love it. It's the only way to eat mashed potatoes and corn.
Oh, and cream corn.
Oh,
This is cream corn, okay? Gotta make that very obvious.
Which means it basically has like a lot of butter and milk and probably some sugar in it. I don't even know what they put in cream corn, but it's delicious. Okay, Andy, let's talk about kolaches.
So I lived in the state of Oklahoma for 4 years, and every time I went to a donut shop, they would ask me if I wanted a sausage roll. I did not want a sausage roll, I wanted a kolache. They're the same thing, but what is a sausage roll? So we actually found out that in the state of Texas, a kolache is two different things.
Yes. So there is a town in South Texas called West Texas, and they have true kolache pastries. So if you're ever headed to Austin, you're gonna wanna stop in the town of West and pick up that style of kolache because it's different. We really can't get them anywhere else, at least not as good as the ones at the Check Stop. We'll drop a little link for them in the comments because it is well worth your drive. Even if you just go there to pick up kolaches, I swear you won't regret it. But she's right. In most of the state, we call a sausage roll or a pig in a blanket, we call that a kolache.
Yeah, and a lot of kolaches, I don't know if this is everywhere, but our kolaches can be jalapeno flavored. They can be filled with cheese. There's so many different types of kolaches, you honestly get confused.
Yeah, but you're gonna wanna give them a try.
So do you like beans?
Wow.
Do you like beans?
I do like beans.
So in the state of Texas, we actually make beans a part of almost every meal. I think that's why Texas chili has beans in it.
So that's actually a controversial topic. You can get about 50-50 on whether chili is supposed to have beans in it.
Yeah, you can go to a chili contest and people will be like, the best chili has beans. The worst chili has beans. I honestly think it's just a personal preference. I don't think it's a bean. I mean, honestly, how can you not like a bean?
I don't know. Some people don't think beans belong in chili, but we want to hear your comments. Do they belong in chili or not? It's controversial. We want to see where our audience stands on that.
I think beans in chili.
I agree. So do you know what else we do with chili?
What?
We put it on Fritos and we call it a Frito chili pie.
You make it like a taco. You put cheese and sour cream and green onions, and you just mix it all together.
Yeah, and if you pick this up at a Friday night football game, they're gonna serve it to you in the small Frito bag. They open the bag, make it like a little bowl, they dump chili in it,
and they give you a fork.
And they send you back to your stadium seat eating a Frito chili pie. Really don't know how this came about, but we wanted you to be aware because it is definitely a little bit weird if you've seen it for the first time.
It's definitely something you need to try. We had it at my college football games as well. It's just it's a hot commodity. Definitely started in Texas, but it's moving all over.
Yeah, and we'll see. Do you put beans in your Frito chili pie or not? I guess it depends if you like beans in your chili.
Do you even like Fritos? I personally don't like Fritos.
Do you eat a Frito chili pie?
No.
Okay, while we're on this topic of chili and Frito chili pie, how do we feel about tamales?
Oh, I love tamales. Honestly, tamales from anywhere, but the best tamales are from a little tiny family on the side of the road selling their tamales. Homemade tamales.
Yeah.
Always the best.
Yeah, you can buy them and by the dozen at chain restaurants, but I highly recommend you don't do that. Honestly, if you move here, you're visiting, get on Facebook on the local community page and ask if anyone is making and selling tamales out of their home kitchen. I guarantee you will not regret it.
A lot of people make them for holidays, so around Thanksgiving and Christmas, and they'll go ahead and just make extras if you and your family want some tamales.
Yeah, so definitely pick up some locally made. They're using great grandma's recipe and it's delicious. We actually do tamales a lot of times on Christmas Eve instead of having another big, Christmas Thanksgiving style meal. I'm gonna mention something because we do this pretty often and people don't understand. We do not call a soft drink or a soda or a pop. We kind of generally refer to all carbonated soda drinks as a Coke.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I feel like if you're a Dr. Pepper drinker, it's kind of the exception. Because how do you call a Dr. Pepper a Coke? But a lot of times whenever you're sitting down at the dinner table and you're about to order with your server, you just say you want a Coke. But they don't understand that you actually want a Coke and not a Pepsi, right?
Yeah, because sometimes they'll say, what kind? I'll say, I want a Coke. And they'll say, what kind? And that means it could be a Sprite, it could be a Diet Coke. So it's a little bit confusing for people who are new here that don't realize it's just kind of a term that we use generally that we want a Coke and it just means we want a carbonated soft drink. But Dr. Pepper is a Texas native. It was actually started in Dublin, Texas. You can still buy the original Dr. Pepper that's made with pure cane sugar out of the Dublin, Texas plant. They only make a limited amount, but it is delicious. If you ever see it in a local gift shop or a little Texas style store, I highly recommend you pick it up because it's worth a taste, even if it's not something you would want to drink regularly.
It's also cute. They're usually in the little glass bottles with the pop-off tap.
Yeah, I did a little research on that, and it's because the plant that makes the pure cane sugar Dr. Pepper, they only run 1 day a month, and their manufacturing plant and the items in there that make everything run only work with the old thick glass bottles. So it's why they can only do a limited amount, and it's just kind of an interesting fun fact I wanted to throw in.
Well, if you've ever had a full cane sugar soda, leave that in the comments. We'd love to know. They're honestly the best. It's like a Mexican soda. They're always better than the regular sodas.
Oh yeah. So we want to hear, are you a Dr. Pepper drinker or are you a Coke drinker? Because that's actually a big thing too.
Controversial.
There is one word, there's probably a bunch, but there's one word in the Texas language, in the Texas dialect, that we have a lot of arguments on how it's said.
Yeah, it's pecan.
It's not pecan.
It's not pecan.
Pecan. It's
pecan.
Yeah, there's a lot of different ways to say it. So it's pecan.
Pecan. Pecan.
Don't say pecan. We will make fun of you, so just don't do it.
There are not multiple E's. Why would you say pecan?
Yeah, but you're going to find it. You're going to hear it. So we just want you to be aware and understand that we call it a pecan. Everything kind of runs together here.
It does.
All right, guys, we hope we gave you some fun Texas cuisine facts. We hope you feel right at home the second you get here. Drop a comment, like, subscribe, notifications, do all those things, and we will see you again here next week.